Joining me here at the Canada Strong and Free Networking Conference is former Conservative leader Candice Bergen. Obviously, Candice, you had to be the interim leader during the leadership race, so you saw
Yes.
yourself being replaced in real time. And now
Yes.
you've left politics. So, why are you still here? Why are you still immersing yourself in this world when you
Well,
don't need to?
it's funny, Andrew, because when I let Pierre, our leader, know that I was going to be stepping down, I said, but Pierre, I got into politics as a volunteer and I want to go back to being a volunteer because I still love politics and I still believe strongly in what a Conservative Party does and what we need to do for the country. So I said, I'm going to be retiring my official role as a member of parliament, but I said to Pierre and my caucus, I still want to help. So no, this is still very important to me. I like obviously meeting fellow Conservatives. It was great to see Stephen Harper and hear Stephen and Preston last night. And this is important. It's important that we come together. Our Conservative Party and our movement is made up of coalitions of different groups of people. And I'm a big believer in we need to be able to disagree and still be united. And I'll tell you, more than ever, we need to be a united Conservative movement. So even though I'm retired officially, I'm still, I care very much about the country and I'm still a Conservative.
I know a lot of people here made a big deal about Stephen Harper speaking because he has kept something of a low profile in Canadian politics since he left office. But I know from talking to you and other members of parliament that I know, he has never disappeared. He's always been giving advice and talking behind the scenes. So he's still maintained a very involved role. And I'm curious what you think of his idea that he put forward in his remarks that we're witnessing a conservative renaissance right now, to use his words.
Well, I always find it hard to believe that we just don't always have a conservative renaissance going on, because I just think any common sense person would agree with conservative policy,
Yeah.
should if we did the good job and the best job of communicating them. So yes, I mean, I think that every government has a lifespan, and so we're seeing the end of this Liberal government's lifespan come to an end. So I think there's part of that. Is there a renaissance? I hope he's right. I do worry that, and Preston alluded to this yesterday, even policy around balancing the budget, that seems to not be almost old school. A lot of people, not to me, it's not to me, but to a lot of people, there are certain ideas that I would consider to be a good conservative policy that are rare. And so I hope he's right. I do worry the way young people are being raised and what they're taught at school, our universities, the bastion for liberal ideas. There really is very little opportunity for young people to hear of conservative policy. So unless it's sort of intuitively in them, or if their parents are raising them, you need to be responsible for yourself. You need to make sure your finances are managed properly, less government, individual responsibility. Unless they're raised with that kind of as part of who they are, I think it's very, it's going to be very difficult, but I hope
Yeah.
he's right.
And just lastly, what do you think the non-negotiables are? Because obviously conservative politics and politics changes over time. What do you think the core values that should never change about the conservative movement are?
When I was leader, I talked about the kind of the four pillars: fiscal responsibility, law and order, national unity, freedom of expression, and belief. Those are sort of the four core things that make us all conservative. And I think any other issue, any other policy can be woven into that. And there can be, all kinds of interesting things that come out of other types of policy and beliefs. But I think those are four core foundations of who we are as
And
conservatives.
last year, I just remembered you had to skip it because you had COVID. You were going to be coming in person
I
and then had to send a
did.
video.
And
So do you like being in person now?
I do. I do. I was thinking about that. I was wondering, I wonder what it was like last year. Because
Yeah.
yes, I did my speech and I was like, just feeling like, oh no, I'm not feeling good. And I tested positive for
Yeah.
COVID, but
Well, good.
only
Good to have you in
once, only
person.
got it once and I survived.
All right. Well, that's what matters. Candice Bergen,
Thanks,
former
Andrew.
conservative leader. Thanks for your service in politics over the years, and thanks for sitting down today.
Great to chat with you.
Likewise.